Greetings and salutations, Dota fans! It is I, Badger, here for some legal ads. Season 10 action. We are coming towards the end of the regular season. On the Radiant side, it is the number 3 seed, Team Bloosher Revamped. On the Dire, it is the number 4 seeded whatever. It is two of the top regular season teams currently in League of Lads. This right here will certainly be a clash of titans. The winner of this potentially could become the number 1 seed. Loser might end up out of the top 4. Looking at bans, very standard stuff so far. Pudge, Visage, Dawnbreaker, Tiny. Before I get into the heroes, though, there is one thing I do want to mention. The Dire do have a stand-in tonight. Fox is not here. Instead, we will have Sick Nasty standing in for Fox to play, I'm assuming, support. That would be the logical assumption to make, given he is standing in for support. But Bloosher Revamped have the usual suspects playing for their team tonight. It looks like the draft will be, as we have seen in a lot of different games. Again, first phase Zeus, very common. First phase Viper, very common. First phase Tusk, very common. The teams are sticking very orthodox options. They're not venturing too far into the deep end quite yet. Stick to normalcy now. Again, whatever, you have your options right now. Probably a 5 support right now. Ooh, okay then, never mind. So you know what? We don't want to pick a safe option. We want to grab one of the better cores this game to ensure it is not banned out, which is a smart decision, considering there's a very good chance Lycan would have been banned out in that second ban phase. Again, the hero is quite decent into Viper and quite decent into Tusk as well, so you have a lot of good options there for this Lycan this game. Could be a Lycan Zeus lane in the off lane, the Zeus playing 5, the different 4 for Lycan. Could be Lycan even the safe lane if Dire want to go for a throwback. You got a lot of options here. So I would expect Mr. Every Game is Griefed Webby Dota to be playing the Lycan, but you never know sometimes with Dota. Some crazier things have happened in the past, of course. We are back to basics, though, with the bans. Again, Jug, one of the better heroes of the patch carry-wise. CK, Ice Yeti's best carry hero, so again, a very targeted ban there from the side of whatever. Again, this is, very interesting to see some of the heroes that are not being banned. Oh, never mind. There comes the Puck ban. I was going to say, Puck has not been banned for a while. Even Twitch chat's mentioning it. I'm looking over at the 2-minute delay, and they're mentioning Puck's not banned 2 minutes ago, so it's even crazier now, but at this point, Puck is banned. But just see, Marcy's got banned too, so once again, 2 heroes that get first phase banned a lot just got banned in the Puck and the Marcy, so some mild stuff there.
10 seconds remaining.
Wyvern is still available. Both teams certainly could opt for it. It certainly has been a very popular hero nowadays, so wouldn't be too shocked if we see the Winter Wyvern. On the flip side, I'm interested to see what we end up seeing once these cores get selected, because we're still looking at least 3 more cores, likely more like 4 or 5 cores to be picked this game, so that's what things are going to get interesting. And DKMP's entire, favored pool of heroes has not been banned out. Ember Spirit not banned, Void Spirit not banned, Former Spirit not banned as well. So all 3 of the Spirit heroes that DKMP favors are not banned out right now. We saw last night DKMP playing a Queen of Pain as well. He's quite potent at the Queen of Pain from what I saw last night, so certainly is an option if whatever want to really mix it up. We are looking at that 15 pick for Bloosher Revamps. They have really 2 lines of thoughts. It's either pick a 5, have your Viper go 3, or you keep Viper as a flex pick and you grab a core that you're not as concerned about being countered. I think it'll probably end up being the latter of the 2, but it's a little bit hard to tell right now. And there is your answer. Though, once again, there is a lot of flex potential still. The Wyvern can be played middle, or 4, or 5. Viper can be played 3 or 5, or even mid if they're really crazy enough to go with the Viper mid in the current patch.
10 seconds remaining.
There are still a number of options flex-wise for team
5 seconds
revamps.
remaining.
For whatever, though, I'm sure they had to have expected these picks. I mean, once again, these are all 3 meta-stable picks. Nothing really too out of the ordinary so far with the opening of this draft, so nothing really should catch them off guard here. I'm interested to see what direction this draft goes from DKMP. DKMP, from what I could tell, likes drafting in a somewhat straightforward style where you grab these heroes who do one function extraordinarily well, land in one place, but they land that one place at a very competent level. So wouldn't be too shocked if he starts locking in his lanes right here with this 17 pick. Once again, from what I've noticed both in PC and in Lads, DKMP is not a huge flex picker, which once again has its strengths, has its weaknesses. But now the reserve time is being expended right here, right now on this 16 pick. A lot of it being used right now. Not quite sure what they're thinking, but it's going to be a Bane, so, very reliable 5 support. I'm sure it probably was in DKMP's draft plan if he has one, partially because Fox is an exceptional Bane player, but I'm sure Sick Nasty also plays Bane pretty well. I'm going to pull up Sick Nasty's Dota buff right now, because I'm not as familiar with the hero pool of Sick Nasty. We learned he was standing in about 1 hour ago, so certainly is new news. And yeah, Sick Nasty has 12 games of Bane in head of lobby, so he certainly is aware of how to play the hero. That is the Weaver pick. It seems like we're locking in a Weaver, possibly carry like an offlane Zeus 4 Bane 5, though there is still the option of putting the Zeus in mid and picking a 4 support at 23, but that's what DKMP wants to go with here. I mean, once again, DKMP has played Zeus a number of times, multiple Dota leagues. Certainly very good at playing the hero, but I think it's more likely than not it will be 23 pick for DKMP's mid, rather than a mid Zeus. If I were putting odds, I'd put probably 70-30 of 23 pick mid versus Zeus mid, in that order. Bloosher Revamped. Wouldn't be too shocked if we see another stun here, no matter what we end up going direction-wise, role-wise. Certainly a lot to be gained in terms of picking more stuns. I mean, cancel Fiend's Grip, lock down Lycan either during or before Shapeshift, lock down Weaver before Shakuchi. Time Lapse. There's a lot of reason to pick as much disable as you can on this Bloosher Revamp side. I think if it's not able directly being picked, it's going to be a carry that likes to buy Basher Missile Blade. At the very least, you'll have the lockdown of the Tusk and the Wyvern. You can itemize into more lockdown via the carry. Ursula comes to mind, if that's the direction that Bloosher Revamp want to go. It will be the Kunkka instead, so it will be directly picking carry right now at that 18 pick. Xmark is some lockdown, bit of crowd control there, torrent, stun, and a slow. Boat's a big stun. You have a lot of options crowd control wise with the Kunkka. And we have seen in the past a number of Kunkka players itemize into the Aghanim Scepter and the Aghanim Shard. Many have called it Water Park build. In this game, it certainly could be effective if Bloosher Revamped have a bit of a lockdown on their mind. Though simply Kunkka's base spells certainly provide a lot of lockdown. So it should be relatively effective. And again, Xmark in particular is very good into, Zeus, Lycan, and Weaver. Lycan, Weaver love to move fast, Xmark him back. Zeus loves to jump away, Xmark him back. It's a very good X marks the spot game. With the last ban phase, seems like Dire think that Radiant need a carry, and that Radiant think Dire need a mid. I think those are both correct reads. Both could be incorrect, but I think both DKMP and Jay are thinking correctly here. I think we will see a 23 pick mid into a 4 pick Radiant side carry. So apparently me and both drafters are on the same page right now. Which makes me feel better about myself, because I always wonder sometimes when the whole strategy of drafting has kind of passed me by. Because I haven't been a drafter in a number of years. So obviously, at this point, it's like, wait a minute. Do I understand how to draft anymore? But it seems like I still understand how to draft. Wes Coop. Is that who I think it is? Wes Coop? Is that Coop? That might just be Coop. That's Coop. Love you, my man. If it's not Coop, I still love you, Mr. West Cup. But I think that's my man Coop. If it's not, then regardless, thank you for the sub. But where are we? Drafting. Again, letter carry being banned out, the Ursa and the middle DP
10 seconds remaining.
being banned out. DKMP can grab the Storm or the
5
Quap.
seconds remaining.
Those are both heroes that he likes, but both these heroes, both Storm and Quap, feel pretty hard to play this game. I wouldn't personally want to play either Storm or Quap this game on the Dire side. I'm actually curious where DKMP goes here. It was going to be the Storm Spirit. I said I wouldn't want to do it, but then again, I am not DKMP. I am a carry/5 player. He's the mid player. I play Abaddon and Anti-Mage. He plays Storm. He's a Chad player, apparently. And despite Storm having received some
10 seconds
significant
remaining.
nerfs in previous patches, DKMP has been willing to pick
Seconds
its
remaining.
multiple times recently. He's bringing it back. He's again selecting it. It has been to, I'm not going to call it great success, but it has been to some moderate success in these amateur leagues. DKMP bringing back the Storm. And again, Storm Kunkka is not that bad of a matchup for Storm, particularly when Storm gets 6, then he's good to go. Though, if Pishja is a very good mid player, probably the best mid player in Lads. So he's going to know he wants to pressure early on with the Tidebringer, potentially control minute 2, minute 4, Water Runes. That'd be a very good idea right there. And once again, Tusk is a very good hero at rotating towards Water Runes. Even Wyvern as well can TP and fill bottle mid and then camp Water Runes or Power Runes. So, ooh, it's a good Alk pick. Dire can deal with the Alk, but not greatly. Their means of dealing with Alchemist is just kind of hitting the Alk, trying to kill before he buys BKB, that sort of thing, but none of these heroes are that exceptional at dealing with Alk. ICID is certainly a competent farmer. He is an enjoyer of hitting the creeps. So it shouldn't be too shocking if Yeti is going to be farming a lot of creeps in this fine evening on the Alchemist. And again, if I'm the Radiant supports, I'd be thinking about two things right now. I'd be thinking about stacking for your Kunkka and Alchemist and camping these runes, which means perhaps the lanes might not go as well as possibly they could. I think as long as you secure your Kunkka's game and your Alk's jungle stacks, you should be absolutely fine. So, I like this Radiant side draft better. I think whatever certainly can win, but I definitely prefer this Bloosher revamped draft. I think their draft is better. I think it's easier to play as well. So certainly, I mean, DKMP can go off after looking get a lot of farm. I mean, Webby can certainly rat and split push. So let's end up seeing what we end up seeing in this game here. I'm very interested to see how the mid lane goes. I think Pishja will do well in it, but again, DKMP certainly knows the matchup. He picked Storm into Kunkka on purpose. He saw his matchup and he picked it anyway, so he certainly is comfortable playing that matchup. And you look at, there could be some potential problems in this Dire safe lane. I mean, you're looking at a Tusk plus Viper lane, which is very powerful. You've seen a number of these professional teams picking these Viper plus strong melee 4 lanes a lot, whether it's Viper Tiny, Viper Marcy, Viper Tusk. These are all very common, archetypes of lanes in the pro game nowadays. You're seeing these North American teams, they love these Viper combinations, so it shouldn't be too shocking if this lane goes very well top lane. Speaking of top already, it's Sick and Nasty in the Ice Shards. He will attempt the turn with Nightmare, but again, I don't think he can run from this. He's simply too slow. He's being run. Never mind, he's actually too fast. Takuchi and Weed will get away. I thought the Bane was dead, but again, a bit of body blocks from Afterglow and the Nightmare was used, just enough to ensure that Jay could not continue to slow him down with the poison attack. So good moves there by Dire to not lose first blood, but again, that is certainly an engagement win for the side of Team Bloosher Revamped, you would you definitely very happy with that trade. You force out a lot of regen on the Bane. That will be about 3 tangos lost by the trade. Maybe 2 tangos if the Bane gets a little bit greedy, but still. Radiant used nothing but a little bit of mana, and I guess they end up skilling the Ice Shards on Tusk. You could argue you'd probably rather want Tag Team in some situations, but again, Ice Shard is fine for potentially securing the range creeps, potentially catching out a hero like Bane again, so it's just not that suboptimal for buying Onions to have the shards right now. Tusk. Mid lane, good block from DKMP. That's a fantastic block right there. All the way in his high ground. Usually you want it in this sort of area, and right now it's in that box. It's actually going to be a little bit too good of a block. You're seeing the tower hit the creep right now, so DKMP will miss one last hit, but again, we'll be able to then take that wave under Pishja's tower. It'll be nice and powerful right there eventually. And Pishja will attempt to tank it, bring it to the right perhaps. He chose not to. He's bringing it under the tower. Thought he might bring it to the right. He's going to bring it under the tower and then hit it under the tower with the last hit. So once the other Tidebringer, pretty easy last hits there. Pishja's getting all of these last hits, which is quite important in this lane here. Bottom lane, have not looked at it yet, but we're seeing brawling of supports. See it a lot nowadays, and again, it is Choppa and Agile in the 1v1. Choppa wins the trade, though again, he will not get the kill on Agile. Then back to top lane again, it is brawling of supports, Tusk and Bane in the trees, doing some real 2022 era Dota 2 right now in this jungle area. We're seeing a tip on Tusk. I don't quite know why. I'm not going to ask. Back to the mid lane again. We are seeing Storm a bit ahead in CS, so DKMP, once again, he played that first lane pretty well. Ensured that Pishja did not get every possible last hit. We're seeing trading in both side lanes right now again, but I don't think anyone dies quite yet. After a little Chikuchi in for buying Onions, but again, Onions has the shard and 4 stick charges, so he should be fine. Mid lane, the mid lanes are brawling. Pishja's incredibly low. DKMP has Remnant. He will slow, but again, Pishja has the magic stick. I think he has a bit too much HP, but again, DKMP will get the south side water rune. Pishja may run for the north side one, but again, DKMP might bully him out here. If Pishja goes for this, DKMP can chase. At least go the high ground as he is right now. This is interesting the way DKP's playing this. It's probably to play it. Pishja's down on the low ground. DKP can harass him and force him away from this lane right now. Torrent is going to miss. That's a range creep denied. DKMP is owning right now. This man is absolutely crushing this mid lane. He's playing so well. And Pishja, look at him. He's so far from the wave right now. DKMP. This is some fantastic play on Storm. I guess this is why he wanted the matchup. He knows this matchup extremely well, and he's just bullying this Kunkka out, knowing he's that ranged hero. Playing into the melee Kunkka. It's just fantastic play from DKMP. Oh shit. Thanks, DOS. Getting subs tonight. Very cool, but back to the Dota. After a brief hiatus to compliment people for giving me money, we're back to the Dota. Mid lane again is Kunkka under tower. Tanking damage. But he is going to be A-okay. Weaver is quite injured top lane as well, but again, we are not going to see the Weaver die quite yet. The Bane might go down, though. Jay has poison attack. Bane is on the run. Bane will get stunned by the snowball. That is first blood going to buy Onions. Over to bottom lane. It might be a 1-for-1. Never mind, a 2-for-0. Actually, Choppa cannot kill Agile. He was mid-animation on that lightning bolt. So again, nice kill there for Agile on the Wyvern. That's 2 kills for another Team Bloosher Revamped. But again, mid lane, DKMP has his work cut out for him. Right now, this both the side lanes are not going perfectly well. Bottom is going decently. Top, not so well. But DKMP is going to have to be a big man today on the Storm. He has a lot on his plate. But you know what? He is a capable Storm player. Back over to the top lane. Snowball in by Onions. He sacrifices his life, but if he kills the Weaver in exchange, and he will, that's a fantastic 1-for-1. If you are Radiant, you are very happy with that trade. Viper gets the money and the Soul XP for a carry kill. Things are good. Back to the mid lane. You see Agile filling the bottle. We already saw Choppa being the fill bottle. Now it's Agile filling bottle. That's the filling of a bottle going on mid lane. Both mid laners do it. More subs. Very cool. Thanks again, DOS. for another sub. I put another thanks in my chat. Where were we? Bottom lane. Supports again brawling. Agile is slowly losing the trade, but with the help of Ice Yeti. Oh, I thought the Heavenly Jump was good enough to escape Concoction for a self-stun. But again, he will escape from dying. The ward comes out from the Wyvern on a very low duration ward, but again, the gold goes to Agile. Back to trading. Agile is low, has 3 stick charges, looks at aggro camp, but he will die first to Choppa's Zeus. Over the top lane, it's Bane under severe duress, but the Weaver has Swarm on 2. Sick Nasty is dead. Shikuchi is in. But again, Afterglow lacks the ability to get the kill, and if he tried it, he would have died having Shikuchi on cooldown. So again, some good stuff going on for Radiance. Both of these side lanes. In mid lane, Pistia has 6. So sure, he's losing the mid lane CS-wise, but Pistia has what he needs to have. It is money. He has some money. And he has some XP. Everything is A-okay. We're seeing heroes begin to set up for the minute 6 rune. Young is on the Roshan pit area, ban the high ground. They run to the rune right now, and it will go to Buying Onions. So both mid laners lose the rune. The regen rune goes to Tusk, which is important for the Radiant, just to ensure that the Storm does not get that minute 6 regen rune. That is huge to accelerating his game. He will not get it. Bottom lane again, it will be a kill attempt on Webby, but it will not be a kill, literally ever. But top lane, we're seeing Zeus being gone on by Jay. Jay already used Viper Strike, I believe, on the Weaver for damage, so that will be no kill quite yet. Weaver is quite low right now. I don't think they'll have to be earned, but TP in by DKMP. Viper and Snowball after actually takes down the Jay's damage, and again, it's now Viper on the run. He has already killed the Weaver. Mission accomplished. Bane has no spells. He might just die to the Urn damage, and the Urn is going to kill Bane. Double kill for Jay. But despite Dire bringing 4 heroes, count them, 4 heroes to the top lane, they still lose the trade in a 4v2. That is an absolute and utter disaster for the side of whatever in the top lane. And man, that's not good. That is not what you want to see if you are whatever fan. And during all this, guess who's farming? It's Ice Yeti. Mr. Strength Hero Extraordinaire, Ice Yeti, farming creeps on Alchemist bottom lane. So it's everywhere you look. It's pretty good, I guess. Except for mid, but again, thanks to DKMP's rotation mid lane, Pistia got a lot of space. A lot of room to farm creeps. A lot of time to hit the mid T1 tower. So again, this is a very good early game. It's only a 1k net worth lead right now, but the game state is just fantastic. I can use ultimate, by the way. There's a shapeshift in the Radiant jungle looking for Agile, but Agile's a Wyvern, so he's now on the high ground. His boots are lost, but he does have a TP, so I don't think he dies here, unless DKMP goes for the long ball in. DKMP does not have the mana for the long ball, so there will be no long ball from the river into this high ground sort of... What is that, like an airy? I don't even know. Rock? Total rock. Can I dunk? Not anymore. Back over to the top lane. Dire have vacated the top lane, which makes sense. Viper is a Viper. Cannot be gone on being a Viper anymore. He's a bit too powerful. So Afterglow will attempt the farm here, but again, needs to be a little bit careful for Tusk snowballing in. Luckily, Radiant lack detection. So if there is a kill attempt, it will be very difficult. However, with Shikuchi on cooldown, to snowball in from Buying Onions. Afterglow again, the target has time lapse and will use it. However, again, Shikuchi now just activated. Courier on the way, that is detection. Detection is late. DKMP TP's in for the Viper. Viper still have HP and fighting. Choppa dies bottom lane. Back to top lane again. It's Jay on the run. DKMP falling around. DKMP finds the kill. And Afterglow is running down by Onions. Needs a few more hits and will not dive the tower. So it is 1 death in the top lane, the Viper, and 1 death bottom lane as well, with the Kunkka rotating in to join Ice Yeti for a kill on Zeus. So a 1-for-1 across the map. And we are now seeing Alchemist leave the bottom lane. Why, you might ask? Well, I mentioned it during the draft. These Radiant supports should be stacking. I haven't been watching it, but guess what? There are stacks here. Therefore, they've been doing their job. It's Ice Yeti getting a lot of farm. He's going to be one happy camper playing a very stacked tri-camp. Now we're seeing Pistia saying, you know what? Alchemist is in my tri-camp. He wants to play mid and top lane, therefore I'm going to play in the Vanguard. I'll have to play aggressively into this Dire side jungle. You have to control more of the map than the Dire can play, which is just fantastic macro play from Bloosher Revamped right now. They're simply playing a smart Dota game right now. Again, this top T1 target is going to be the main thing that the Radiant want to hit. There's a siege unit on the way, and that right there will be the death blow needed to kill this T1 tower if it's not dead already. I mean, Jay is still hitting towers. Back to mid lane. DKMP dodges an X-Mark combo from Pistia. Hard play to make on Storm, and DKMP rightly dodged it out. But again, top lane, that is where the fun is happening because there are structures dying. I can draw my boxes. I can draw a big box right here on this tower. This tower is not going to live. It is going to be killed by a siege unit and Jay. I have already drawn the X through the box. It is dead. So again, the 2K net worth lead. Though, there is an Alchemist. So the lead is slightly misleading. It's more like a 1.5k or even a 1k net worth lead. But again, 1k net worth lead, not bad. One hero we want to watch though on this Dire side is the Lycanthrope of Lebby1313. He has all eyes on me as his tag. And again, Bane's dying top lane, by the way. But back to talking about Lycan in the bottom lane. All eyes on him right now. The Tupac quote for a reason. He's going to have eyes upon him. The Radiant are going to have to deal with the Lycan. He's going to be applying a lot of pressure to the bottom lane. The Dominator is finished. The Overlord is being purchased. And it will be done quite soon. And when the Overlord is finished, then it will be time for Lycan to truly bother the Radiant in the bottom lane. Over to the middle lane. The Zeus is dead. Punched down by buying onions. Big kill again, I guess. And they will parlay that kill into another tower siege. Dire have one more glyph, but again, that will only delay the inevitable. This T1 tower is going to die. The Lycan is actually rotating over to the tri-camp. Perhaps the Dire want to fight in this area. They don't have to protect their stacks here. But again, it is hard. The Radiant are very strong. Shards in on DKMP. He will ball away. Pistia has the X-Mark. DKMP will attempt to dodge. Correction, he won't even try. However, instead, Radiant go towards Choppa. The snowball. Nightmare was the counterplay. Now it's Dire. Balling the ball lightning. Finding Agile. The movement is now towards Buying Onions, who scouts the stack. But he cannot fight the 4v1. It is 2 kills for Storm Spirit. And again, 2 important kills. But Dire still need more because guess what's occurring? Look over at the Radiant Tri-Camp. Ice Yeti can afford a sacred relic. Is not far from the Radiance. He will have it in a matter of about a minute and a half at most. So again, Yeti is in a good spot game-wise. And again, so is the Kunkka. We're seeing Jay, man fighting with Afterglow. It's a grip from Sick Nasty. Afterglow will time us. Viper is eventually going to die. He attempts to TP, it does not succeed, but in comes the counterplay. The boat is dodged by Afterglow with Shikuchi. X-Mark in. Afterglow will be brought back, but Radiance are relatively low on crowd control. Afterglow will again Shikuchi away from the action. So again, good kill there for whatever. They bring down Jay, and Jay's game is beginning to get incrementally worse. Certainly not ideal on the Viper. However, as Jay's game gets worse, Pistia's game gets better, and Ice Yeti's game gets better. So Viper will sacrifice his game for his other course to succeed again. It is success time. Radiance is very, very close for Ice Yeti. And even then, we're seeing other big items being purchased. Look at Buying Onions. He has 3.6k net worth. He's about to buy a Blink Dagger. This is, interesting stuff going on here. So we're at the point now where Buying Onions is looking like a minute 17, minute 18 Blink Dagger. That is not a bad timing there. This is, some good play being made. Speaking of potentially good plays, never mind mid lane, nothing happens. Thought something might happen, but alas, nothing happens. We are seeing the wraparound gank from Wyvern, but I guess he's just warding. Thundergod's Wrath was used to scout out Buying Onions. DKMP looks for the solo kill. Snowball will be used, but DKMP again has plenty of mana. He'll eventually run down By Onions. He's saving the Vortex. We'll use it now, and By Onions will die. So again, see, Webby gets the kill via... I think a wolf or something. I'm not entirely sure, but still. Webby grabs the kill there. It will not go over to DKMP, despite doing all of the work. But that's a what can you do moment right there. We're on Radiance Watch. It is finished. If we're looking at Kunkka, what is Kunkka buying this game? He will buy the Orchid Malevolence first, which makes some sense. He is playing into the Storm. DKMP opted for an Orchid of his own, so he's still another 4,000 gold away from that BKB. So we're looking at a window of upwards of 6 to 7 minutes where Kunkka will have Orchid and Storm might not be able to get it, especially if Radiant can gank him with the Orchid on Kunkka. So DKMP needs to mind where he's playing. That is for absolute certainty at this point. I mean, that Orchid is very dangerous for him. Because once again, you lead with the Orchid, you have plenty of Radiant side follow-up, Concoction, Punch, Snowball, Curse, Hyper Strike, X-Mark, Torrent, Boat. That's a lot of various lockdowns right there. There's a lot of things you can do once that Storm is silent. So if you're DKMP, I guess you're fine with this. You're fine with your Zeus dying, because if your Zeus is dying mid lane, then you're not dying top lane. Over to bottom lane, it's By Onions again, trying to farm the Blink Dagger bottom lane, but Afterglow and Webby are there. The Tusk will perish, so both teams lose a 4 support hero. What can you do? These things happen sometimes. Relatively even trade across the map, but we're seeing both teams, they're very caught up in farming right now. We're seeing about 7 heroes farming right now, so clearly farming is on the mind of both teams. I'm sure Dire want to play here, though, at their own tri-camp. Therefore, Webby will shapeshift. There are heroes on the way to dislodge the Radiant. DKMP balls in Orchid on the Wyvern. Good target to Orchid, and again, now Jay is the new target. He's fighting far too much, and he'll die far too easily. So now it's Pistia on the run. Again, has Torrent in 3, but he's fighting in a 1v5. He'll Orchid the Storm, but again, there is far too much chasing down the Kunkka. Over to By Onions. He attempted to kill the Storm, looked to save his Kunkka, but instead, 2 will die. 4 deaths on the side of Team Bloosher Revamped. And again, whatever. Get an absolutely crucial team fight win. We're at the point now where, despite Radiant having the 2k net worth lead, they're arguably behind right now with Curse mid lane. Oh no, it looks so beautiful at first. But instead, it will be time-lapse off entirely. What can you do? But this 2k net worth lead, it's not even a lead anymore. There's an Alchemist that is artificially inflating Radiant's net worth, so only being up by 1k is basically being down by like 3k. So if you're Ice Yeti, sure you're farming, but at this point, your other heroes are no longer farming. Not ideal. However, it seems like Radiant may look to change their fortunes with a smoke gank. It is a 5-man smoke, a full 5-man smoke. Looking at Radiant's vision, they see a Bane. What is he Sick Nasty doing? He's going to die for this. Never mind, no he won't. That's an Orchid on Storm. Storm, the much better target, is going to die there. And now it's Ice Yeti. Self-stunning with Concoction, looked for Bane, but Bane juked them around, walked away in time. But Radiant got what they came for. They got the most important kill they could on Storm Spirit. They will parlay that one into one more objective. You take a kill, if you take a free Roshan, the first Roshan of the game. However, the Dire are aware. Roshan's still half HP. It's a 2-man smoke. Webby and Sick Nasty, Choppa, Dirty Youth, Undergod's Wrath. Roshan's still 1/4 HP. Shards has been used. Choppa jumps around. It seems like Dire are going to give it up. They accept they're not going to get it. Webby tried for the last hit on Roshan. A valiant attempt by Webby, but could not get it with the ancient Ice Shaman creep, so I'm not quite sure how much damage it does, but it's probably not that high. Is there one on the map right now? There's not one on the map right now, but it can't be that much damage. I'm certain of that much. If he got that last hit, I would have freaked out. But alas, it did not happen. What kind of cool items do we have right now? We have a BKB on Ice Yeti, so is an alchemist with 2 lives and a BKB. He'll be very, very hard to kill, but also seeing Pishia buy a BKB of his own. He's not far from it on the Kunkka. Speaking of BKBs, Storm, of course, is buying one on his Storm Spirit. So it will be, once again, about 1,700 gold for DKMP to buy his BKB. So we're seeing a lot of key BKBs being purchased. Weaver, speaking of BKBs, also is buying one. So again, 4 cores are either currently buying BKB or already bought the BKB, being both mids and both carries. And in the very near future, all of those heroes will have their BKB. We see Rebby not bothering with BKB. He says, you know what, BKB's for posers. I don't want it. I have a drum and a Helm of the Overlord. He's using that to, again, as I mentioned, apply pressure to the bottom lane. He wants to force back rotations. Wyvern used TP. Kunkka completed his TP. So at that point, Dire should know that there's an imbalance of numbers going on right now. Like, hey, there are heroes showing in multiple lanes. Their options were either go top or go bottom. They chose go bottom. However, Pishia appears to have a read on situation. Looking at Radiant's vision, I believe it saw rotations through the river. As a result, Pishia will play back all the way over in this area, meaning the tower is going to die, but Pishia will live. Speaking of towers, it was a trade. The Dire side, top T1, also went down, and Radiant are potentially threatening into the high grounds. And here we go. Ice Yeti will blink away with a fresh blink dagger. Radiant ward, Dire are aware of it. It will get dewarded quite soon. Correction, right now. And Radiant will back off, having forced away the heroes that were playing in the Dire side jungle. Once again, up to the base. So Dire return. Now Radiant can back off and split farm the map. If you are just joining us, by the way, welcome to a League of Lads Season 10. Never mind, I'll explain it later. Mid lane boat on DKMP, but again, never mind, nothing's happening. If you are just joining us, welcome to some League of Lads Season 10 action. It is 2 of the best teams in the league playing in a regular season best of 2. My name's Badger. Thanks, Matt, for the raid, by the way. But we again may see a fight break out. Dire play 5 in their tri-camp. Radiant are not far away. However, it seems like Radiant are focusing on playing this T3 area. They know the tower is relatively injured. Viper has a shard. Yeti has a BKB. And again, has the Aegis. They want to knock on the high ground right here, right now. They again want the force back rotation. Look at Dire's TPs. They're just coming up on these heroes. So again, it's an X-Mark Torrent combo on Shappa. They have caught him alone entirely, and again, the Zeus will get run down. There is no way out but death, but Dire want vengeance. Afterglow looks for Jade. DKMP long balls for Wyvern. Orchid's in. Wyvern low. Wyvern is going to die. DKMP was punched up in the air, but again, he now turns to Ice Yeti, and that will be the Aegis loss. We're seeing a grip on Pishja from Sick Nasty. Sick Nasty will die to Jay. Correction. Wait, good dodge. But again, the Radiance will kill the Bane, so instead, it goes to Ice Yeti. Radiant still want buildings. T3 tower is dead, by the way. Rangerex, the new target. Afterglow, Shikuchi's in. Radiant see him, but again, the long ball onto Jay. But Jay is too tanky. The Orchid on DKMP. DKMP's BKB was on cooldown, and he could not survive. And Jay somehow did not die to any of that damage. So again, he will TP away back to safety. He'll be X-marked as well, so he can return nice and soon. Ice Yeti will concoction. Stun Afterglow. He wants the buildings. Melee Rex. Or again, 1/3 HP. The Dire. You know he only has 1 life and no BKB. They want to kill the Alchemist. But again, the Blink Punch on Choppa. Choppa is being zoned away. Concoction is on the way. Choppa will not die, but the Rax shall die. The full set down in the top lane. And again, Dire want to avenge their structures. Rebby is a very fast wolf. He's running. But again, the Radiants are retreating as 5. They will fight. The blink in. The attempt on Choppa. Good save from Sick Nasty, but again, Choppa is still dead. Jay might be the trade. Rebby wants to kill, but instead, it's a 2-for-2 trade so far. Now Agile is being run up by Weaver, fallen by DKMP. Who does he choose? No! The curse! Perfect during the BKB duration, but Agile is dead. Yeti is dropping. It's a 3v2. Now a 3v1. Pishja will BKB. He will TP. He will escape. Whatever. Have won the team fight. but it was a very heavy cost. Their base, it is in shambles. Entire set of buildings lost in the top lane. You can breathe now. Nice. So it is a 2K swing in favor of the Dire. It says a 5K lead. Once again, it is an Alchemist game. That 5K lead is misleading. Look at this graph. The win probability is 63%, which is pretty high. But one might expect it to be higher, given Radiant are up by 5K and a set of racks. And again, that is the Alchemist effect. The Dire, whatever, they are most certainly still in this game. They are one more fight away from really being in this driver's seat. I think Bloosher might know it. So again, if they take one more fight on their terms, wait. The good ping from Dire. They've pinged out potential smoke area. Sick Nasty has warded, and that did spot some heroes on the high ground. So at this point, Dire have some idea the Radiant are in this sort of area. I think the smoke, they have even been seen. At this point, the Dire will back off. Or at least they should back off. They should know something is awry. Sick Nasty might still die. Agile smoke has been popped. Under God's Wrath will scout, but again, Sick Nasty is walking away at 350 move speed, and that apparently is enough to run away from the Radiant team running at you as 5. So again, good gank dodge there by whatever. But Team Bloosher Revamped have gotten some wards and D-wards up, and again, they have a big target on the mind. It is the last remaining T1 tower bottom lane. It is, by the way, going to die. There is no way this thing survives. If Dire really wanted to, they can attempt to defend this T2 tower, but I think both of these towers will be sacked. And T1 is, by the way, already dead. We did see Pishia, Xmark, and TP to the top lane to attempt the D-push, and you got one wave. But again, there is still Storm in the top lane. Wave will get pushed out once again. Back to bottom. The T2 is dead as well. So again, that is every outer tower on the Dire side dead. Radiant, if they win a fight, can go for the Megas with the exposed T3 both mid and bottom lane. And Jay again, with that poison attack shard upgrade, will be leading the siege. That is a good bit of damage being done to the tower, but again, it is still relatively healthy at 4/5 HP. And Bloosher seem to be content with playing the Dire Tri-Camp. They know this is a commanding position. They can easily push in the bottom and the middle waves. They have a good ward on this high ground, a good bit of vision around this area. It's hard for Dire to move in at either of these two angles to dislodge the Radiant from here. Therefore, the play will be Turtle on some heroes and Split Farm on others. Back the bottom lane, it's Ice Yeti and Jay, the usual suspects, hitting the tower. Webby will run forward with Shade. Ice Yeti is bursted down! A massive burst on Ice Yeti! Now, Dire move to Jay. Snowball will delay the death, but Dire instead go for Wyvern. So now, no Winter's Curse, no Viper, Tusk, he is dropping, he is going to die, and Pishja will be forced to BKB and TP. There is no Basher. Grip was on cooldown, so it could not be cancelled, but the result is still utterly fantastic. That is a 4-for-0 trade. Alchemist killed. Viper killed. The tower miraculously is still alive at 1/4 HP. So again, it's a less than 1K net worth lead with an Alchemist on our team. It's like it's not a lead for the Radiant. It's like a 5K lead for a Dire is what it feels like right now. It's just a very good game state. And guess who just respawned? It's the second Roshan of the game. It's right here. That is the all-important second Roshan. The free Aegis. The free Shard. Not sure where the Shard will go. Possibly Lycan, because Weaver already has it as the Zeus. But again, you go to Storm as well. Pishja will boat. Roshan is low. Roshan is incredibly low. 1/10 HP. Both teams go for it right now. And again, nobody is in the pit. It's chaos. Afterglow wraps around. Looks for backlines. Wyvern is dodging, but Jay is the target. Afterlife, Chikuchi's in. But again, the Embrace delays the death. Afterlife, Big Kippy, DKMP balls in, but it's Orchid as well. He'll Big Kippy, he's low on mana. Agile again is dead. DKMP, Vortex is on 2. Jay dead, Bunyan's dead. Yeti Big Kippy's trying to fight, but Pistia has been nightmared. Roshan is low. Dire will go for it. Can they get it in time? Bunyan's buys back. Roshan low. Torrent! Not in time! DKMP gets it, and again, the grip is there on Ice Yeti. Webby is hitting. In comes Weaver. Yeti has no BKB, has no Chemical Rage. He will stun Webby, but again, Dire want the kill, and they will secure it via the Ancient Ice Shaman. Again, Dire move with a Nightmare onto Bunions. That will be a dieback on the Tusk. At this point in the game, whatever, are firmly in the driver's seat. Up by 7k. Free Aegis and Shard, both for DKMP on the Storm. And if your team Bloosher revamps, it is one very hard game to play. Your Alk is farmed, but not enough. And your other cores are not very farmed at all. This game state is disastrous right now. So here we go again. It's time for Dire to take some unclaimed gold in these tier 2 towers. Pistia is the main defense. There is no Yules to stop the X-Mark comp with the Nightmare. That does not work. Thought for a second that it might, but it did not work. BKMP balls in. Vortex not used. BKB not being expended. Now there. Curse is used on 2. DKMP will not die to the curse. Actually, he'll die right after the curse. He tried to turn away to ball lightning, but the turn was too long. So Storm loses BKB and 1 life. He'll ball lightning, but no. Again, X-Mark Torrent. Concoction available. DKMP is dead. He's just died twice. The tips from Pistia. Whoa. Okay then. That right there. An uncharacteristic error from DKMP. And he has been punished for his aggressive play. We're at the point now where Storm is dead. He actually has no buyback as well. He bought out for the Aghanim Scepter earlier, so... At this point, Radiant can now begin to again control the map. Dire are playing right back right now. Again, see the entirety of the Dire more or less playing in their base at their high ground. We're seeing Jay pushing in bottom lane, the remainder of the team middle lane. We could see a siege in the middle lane if Jay goes in the rendezvous towards this team. But Radiant are not moving too fast. They're playing it relatively slow, taking this time to farm some map, grab an outpost. There will not be massive gains for the side of Bloosher Revamp, but again, you kill the Storm, you get an entire map worth of farm. That is certainly quite valuable to get, but again, it is still whatever's game to lose. As it currently stands, it is still about a 5k net worth lead, just under it, if we're being exact. And we again are seeing Dire buy some more key items, but I like the item that was just bought by Pistia. Recognizes again, Lockdown is the name of the game into three very hard kills to get on cores. I mean, Lycan for Storm, all very hard to kill. And with the Hex, that will be a good bit easier. However, Choppa again has spotted out the smoke. The Dire are aware. Radiant Smoke thanks to Thunder God's Wrath. Now both teams are smoked. Dire are at their tri-camp. Perhaps there will be a fight at this step area right here. But again, neither team wants to commit to playing at this plateau. Dire back off. Radiant also back off. So neither team moves into the danger zone. This tri-camp will be absolutely vacant until, again, Pistia finally locks high ground. Now the Dire are showing elsewhere on the map. Hero showed them the top lane, like, alright, now I can walk up into this tri-camp. And again, we're seeing Radiant slowly play a positional game. They're slowly gaining map control. They're slowly farming the Dire on the map. However, we're not going to win this game solely on the back of positional Dota. you're going to at some point either need to make an outplay or punish an opponent misplay. And again, that may be on the back of another Radiant side smoke. Agile has a smoke in his inventory. We could see another 5-man smoke in the near future. There's plenty of lockdown. Blink Concoction plus Basher. Hexian Orchid on Kunkka. All the Tusk spells. There are a lot of options. Lockdown heroes. And again, it seems like Radiant want to smoke. They're a bit slow in terms of getting smoke. Perhaps an item is being waited for. Maybe the Abyssal on Ice Yeti they're waiting for right now, but again, it will be time to go again soon. How far is he from buyback in the, okay, so he is actually short buyback. So he is a long while away from both buyback and Abyssal on Ice Yeti. Of course, you want the Blink and Abyssal, but at this point, that and the buyback is proving to be very, very expensive. On the flip side, seems like Afterglow is not concerned with his buyback. He just bought out for a Scotty, which once again gives you a lot of raw HP. However, if you die without the buyback, which is certainly possible, I mean, there is a Blink Punch, there's a Blink Abyssal quite soon, there is a Hex on the Kunkka, dying certainly is possible, if not outright plausible, on Afterglow, then that could be a game-losing death on Weaver. So he needs to be a little bit careful the way he plays here. Speaking of playing, Radiant Jungle, Agile will end up dying to the Dire side supports. Mostly Choppa doing the job, but the last that came by the Brain Sap, Jay, he's being destroyed by Weaver actually. 2 kills already, and Bai-Ung is now being run down by Weaver as well. So again, Dire move into the river. Radiant are on the retreat. Webby is moving with Shapeshift as BKMP balls in to bring down Bungans. Again, 3 more deaths. Yeti will blink away, and Pistia will use the boat to retreat. But again, another team fight win or whatever. Again, the evasiveness, the maneuverability is proving too much. Storm, Weaver, Lycan. They're just such a hard tricore to play with when they are this farmed. Any of his heroes can run heroes down or easily run away. So you can play these team fights in a very creative way. And we're seeing that now where you see a number of these fights where Dire either go for a long chase or a long retreat into a back type of play, where that has been the name of the game, and so far it has worked out very well. So again, as it currently stands, whatever are in the lead, but this lead, it's not getting any bigger. And Radiant are using these chances to farm some items. So sure, whatever got the team fight win in the last team fight, but it wasn't a crushing team fight win. The 2 most important heroes, the Kunkka and the Alchemist, who combined possess like 85% of the Radiant's net worth, did not die. However, of course, both teams will be thinking about the all-important 3rd Roshan of the game. And Roshan, especially the latter Roshans of the game, are very centralizing. Did Bane? No, okay, I was gonna say, there's no way he escapes this, and he actually almost escaped. If the TP was like 0.2 seconds faster, he would have survived on Bane, but he dies instead outside the Roshan pit. Picking a Roshan, Radiant get unlucky on the spawn time. If they were lucky, it would be alive right now. It would be on your screen. The Radiant would be killing it. But instead, Roshan is not alive. It is a late spawn. Therefore, Radiant, despite getting the pick off, despite having map control around the Roshan pit, cannot kill Roshan. Roshan is not cooperating today. He slept in. He's ignored his alarm clock, and he will show up late today. The 3rd Roshan. So again, Dire will split. We're seeing heroes all across the bottom lane in the Radiant jungle. They know the Radiant are not there. Looking at Dire's vision, they don't exactly know where heroes are though, so it might be time to be a little bit careful. Jay is TP'd back. Again, Tusk, Wyvern, and Alchemist are not showing. Okay, Tusk is now showing. Webby, he's going in. Wait a minute, Webby. This is a bold play you're making. You have shape-shifted. Okay, so he's not going in. He shape-shifted to give the buff to his creeps, I'm assuming. And maybe he wanted to go in there, but opted not to risk his life going into, once again, a lot of big piercing disable. Wyvern was not showing, I don't think. Winter Skirt's available. Once again, Blink Punch, powerful play. Blink Abyssal, powerful play. So, Webby does not overextend errantly. Roshan Pit! Buying Onions was caught under the vision of a Lycan Wolf. And again, you see this with very good Lycan players. You see very conscious Lycan scouting. And Webby was not Lycering there, but again, he had wolves in the right place. He knows the importance both of Roshan, but also the importance of the Radiant will also scout the Roshan. So Bunions was caught in the pit, killed easily by DKMP, and now it's Dire again, looking for that third Roshan. The spoils this time, the Aegis, the cheese, the free Aghanim Scepter. And again, Roshan is very low. And Dire know the Radiant are not nearby. They're at the Tri-Camp, not in the river. So it will be a free, secure Aegis to DKMP, cheese to Afterglow, Aghanims to Sick Nasty. And it seems like it could have potentially went to the Lycan instead, but I'm sure Sick Nasty is very happy right now getting a free Aghanim Scepter because the Zeus, the Storm already had it. The Weaver has it as well. Weaver does not, never mind. But because the Zeus and the Storm at least had it, the Bane was allowed to get a free Aghanim Scepter, which is relatively rare for the 5 support, but I'm sure very welcome. Seems like Radiant, again, they're playing very tightly. All 5 heroes sitting high ground. Here we go. This is what we're doing. We're sitting high ground. We're sitting 5 on one screen. I'm not even fully zoomed out. And there's 5 heroes on the screen right now. It is tight gameplay going on. Agile will smoke. Knowing that Dire have spent a lot of effort to go on him in these team fights. And you know what? If I have this ninja gear, I can play far in the back. I can perhaps get a good Force Staff in the Curse off, or a good Glimmer, defensive Embrace, defensive Force Staff. A lot of good options there if the Wyvern does not die. And again, he's recognizing the Dire wants to go on him. And they have been doing that in most fights. Again, it's Webby going high ground, but Radiant see the Weaver, who only has 1 life. The bolt will stun. The damage is enough. The Weaver could not BKB, could not cheese, could not time lapse. Big death on Afterglow, and Afterglow actually has no buyback. So now it's time for Radiant to pursue. It's a TP away by Webby, but again, a concoction on Sick Nasty. Orchid on top. The Bane is dead, so both Bane and Weaver bought some items. Neither have buyback. So again, it will be Dire defending with Lycan, Zeus, and 2 lives on Storm. However, the buybacks are generally lacking. You have one on Shoppa, you have one on Webby, but DKMP also does not have one. So again, a lot of Dire heroes currently short of affording very key buybacks. And Radiant are going to look to force them out. Saying, you know what, Weaver, Bane, we want you to buy back. What they don't know is there is no buyback. If they knew what we knew, they would be slapping this T3 right now, knowing it's a very free tower, but instead, okay, now, here we go. There is the play. They're now hunting. Vortex only on 1. Bunions, Blink Punch. But the disables were stacked. Storm again. Is there more lockdown? It's 2 Abyssal Blades, but again, Storm BKBs and balls away just in time. So now it's time for Viper to get Orchided and then slowly walk away. Radiants are going to back off. They know that Dire did not expend buybacks. As a result, there will be very minor gains. Only some tower damage for the 2 pickoffs earlier. So now again, Radiant will back off. Back towards their side of the map. And we are going to, we're going to again continue this tension period. We're again, the tension keeps building. Dire, Radiant are currently in quite the stalemate where again, whatever are playing the winning game, but their win is not getting any bigger. Now it could perhaps grow. Ball in by DKMP for Jace BKB. He's not BKB, Zeus is dead. There is no BKB, therefore there is no survival. Wraith Pact and could not save him. So now, it's Jay dead. But Jay does have a buyback. Therefore, when the Dire look towards this perhaps mid T3 or even bottom barracks, Jay can buy back. He will likely wait for some opening salvo of stuns to come out from his team. There are a lot of ways to open the fights. Once again, Blink Abyssal, X from Pistia, a lot of good options. Oh, there we go. There's the opening play. Oh, Nightmare possibly saved, but it's a grip in onto the Kunkka. Believer again is just dead. There's too much lockdown. Jay buys back. Radiant pop their BKBs. Storm is low on mana. Again, has one more life. But can the Radiant get him again? DKMP. The stun again. The perfect double snowball from Buying Onions. What a perfect snowball stun. What a brilliant play from Buying Onions. The stun AoE from Snowball on the ground. I do not believe DKMP even could have BKB thanks to the stun already being on the ground when he spawned in. I think it was a frame 0 stun. So again, the perfect read, the perfect play from Buying Onions. This time though, Dire have buybacks. It's 2 big kills, but 2 big buybacks can be used. So again, if the Radiant commit too hard, there will be perhaps vengeance coming. I said he has been gripped. I said he's dropping. He's just dead actually. Now Vortex on 2. I said he's dead. Jay has died back. Pistia has died. Wait a minute. This is a disastrous siege. Agile will attempt to get away, but there is no way out but the grave. He is 6 feet under, Gem on the floor. And again, 4 more kills and Radiance. They could not save Ice Yeti. The Tusk was not there. The remainder of the team lacked the tools to cancel the Bane Aghanim's grip. And that's the power of the Bane Ags. It's so hard to cancel when you need to stop that many gripping targets. If with that cast range as well, the Aether Lens and a Telescope, it's just so difficult. So now, we go back the other way. Radiance, lack a buyback on Jay. They have a buyback on everybody else. So again, Radiant have a lot of buybacks to use. Agile will use his. He still has Winter's Curse. Webby will look to split. He'll go bottom as his team goes mid. So again, if there's a curse, it cannot be on everybody. Again, the curse, it was thought about but not used. So again, Webby, it's range racks bottom lane. Middle lane is Afterglow. Pistia has bought back. The big kick into Hex, but Shikuchu's there in time. So grip on Tusk. Tusk has been embraced. DKMP will Vortex on 1. Afterglow hits Pistia. Pistia, Staff HP and dropping. Wyvern low. Wyvern dead. Actually does not have buyback. Pistia will barely escape. And again, it's 1 more kick from Bunions. But there is no follow-up damage. Bunions has now bought back. Dire have gotten some barracks. Range racks, bottom lane, mid racks, all of them. So again, it is a racks and a half taken. And it is 3 buybacks forced out. Wyvern, Kunkka, and Tusk, all forced out. They did not force out Ice Yeti's buyback, but again, we're at the point now where if whatever want to, they can play it slow. They can wait for that 3rd Roshan. It has been 8 minutes since the last Roshan died. In this time, it'll be alive. In only 30 seconds. Radiant smoke S4. They're hunting for kills. Radiance see a Bane and a Lycan. These could be big kills. There is a Hex on Pistia. Smoke popped. Orchid on Bane. But they're hunting for more. Blink in. Snowball. Kick on Webby. Webby is stunned. Is there follow-up? X mark. But no. The BKB. DKMP. Balls in. Vortex on 2. Bane somehow still alive. Radiant are collapsing. Jay is low. Ice Yeti is trying to stun the storm. But this will blade in. The punch. But again. DKMP. He balls away. The Radiant collapse entirely. The Tusk is going to fall. As a full 5-man wipe. And the GG will be called. And whatever will win game 1 in 49 minutes. That right there is some Dota 2. That was some fine Dota 2. It got slow at points, but again, a lot of back and forth action, a lot of big set piece battle team fights, a lot of cool maneuvers from both teams, and again, either team could have won this game at multiple stages of the game. It was looking like Bloosher Revamps may have been online. They got the early racks, but in the long march from their first barracks siege, they lost a lot of heroes. They lost map control. They lost a lot of gold and whatever. Used that momentum to make the comeback. And again, the comeback was not immediately brought into the win. The comeback was merely into a positive game state where, again, made it slow. They did not want to throw away the lead. There have been a lot of throws in lads this season. Third DKMP company. I've seen a number of them. I've certainly casted a number of them, and they did not want to fall victim to a throw of their own. Perhaps it was slower than it could have been. Perhaps it's slower than it should have been. Perhaps them going so slow made it less interesting, but what it was the intelligent decision. So again, here's some more graphs. You enjoy seeing colored lines on screens. Team Bloosher Revamped won the coin flip, game 1. Therefore, it will be choice for whatever this game. In game 1, Bloosher Revamped chose second pick, whatever chose Dire. This time, whatever grabs second pick, and Bloosher could choose Radiant or Dire. In general, teams have been choosing Radiant. However, it seems like as of the last few weeks, a lot of teams have been prioritizing the Dire. Once again, this is a very new advancement. In general, both in the pro and the amateur level, a lot of the teams liked picking Radiants. But it seems like in lads, the wins may have changed. We have been seeing a number of Dire selectors recently. I, for one, am not one of them. I am a Radiant gamer to the core. I was picking Radiants back when Dire was objectively better. I am Radiant till I die, but apparently these teams are not loyal to Radiants. They're choosing Dire. Both of them have chosen Dire tonight. Game 1, whatever purposely chose Dire. Game 2, Bloosher purposely chose Dire. So again, Dire enjoyers in the building apparently. But we are going to head into game 2 and the teams are ready. When the teams are ready, it will be game 2 time. We have 1 G in the chat. Waiting for 1 more G. I'm going to check the lobby settings one more time. Should be Dire first pick. And it is Dire first pick. With the game being marked to the Radiants. Again, we are chilling. Waiting for an affirmative G from the side of Team Revamped. Perhaps they are perhaps they're thinking it out right now, discussing the loss in game 1. Again, there's a lot to be discussed right now. Again, that is what we were waiting for. After I press the handy dandy blue button, my favorite button, I will then leave. I will grab some more water. I will go to the bathroom, and then when I return, we'll have game number 2. But again, we are still waiting for 1 more G. If you are an enthusiast of waiting for G, you are in the right place because we are all waiting for the go from either J or Ice Yeti. And there's your J's G. I'm gonna give another GLA for everyone. I'm gonna give 2 exclamation marks. And we're gonna start. And at that point, we now are going to replenish the water. You're going to be right back. I'll be back very soon. Enjoy your band phase. I'm already seeing one different band, but I will be right back.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Zeus. Radiant team pick. Face the light! Dire team pick. Puck! Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Guess who's back? It's me, your broadcaster for the evening. What we have in the draft so far? Oh, we are already almost done with the slowest phase of the draft. Let's go. That's exciting news. Exciting news.
Team ban.
Where do we start? First bands: Lycan, Pudge, Tiny, Viper. So again, a number of the heroes that were either picked or uncontested last game get first phase banned this time around. 5-pick Zeus.
10 seconds remaining.
I believe that is a back-to-back 6-pick. I think is that back-to-back 5-pick Zeus?
Remaining.
Was Zeus 5-pick or 6-pick last game? He was 6-pick, I think, right? I don't remember at this point. But what I can say is we have a 5-pick Zeus into a 6-7 Dawnbreaker Puck name right? Sorry, my brain's not really working at this point, but it was a 5-pick Zeus last game for whatever. Pretty sure also was an 8-pick Zeus. Zeus first phase into Dawnbreaker Puck 6/7 into Nyx 8. So again, this is the most obvious Nyx Assassin game of all time, given its arguably the hardest counter to Dawnbreaker and certainly a great counter to Puck as well. So again, fantastic Nyx pick. 4 Bloosher revamps. Second phase bans. Chaos Knight, Ursa, Razor, Jug, Fist, Bristle. I believe every one of those heroes is banned out except for Ursa last game. Again, Ursa might have been a third phase ban as well. I don't remember whatever banned third phase. I know the band carries, but there are a lot of those. We are looking at the 15 pick though for whatever. I don't exactly know where they're going to go. I would expect a 5 support. They know it's probably a lane matchup into Nyx Assassin. Perhaps it could be laning with a carry Dawnbreaker, but again, it could just as easily support Dawnbreaker or an off-lane Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker's just kind of busted. But, again, whatever, using a lot of reserve time, thinking out this pick, thought being done regarding this 50 pick. There's their answer. It's going to be the Beastmaster. It's a hero that Webby is certainly capable of playing. Also a hero that Jay loves to play as well, so not only do you pick a hero that Webby is good at, you also deny pick Jay's hero by doing that. It's certainly plausible that that Bloosher Revamped could have went with a off-lane Beastmaster pick phase as well, so again, it is a good pick in more aspects than one. It also gives you a vision game, which certainly pairs well with the Puck and the Dawnbreaker. You have a lot of means of making these odd jumps where, say, it's Beast Dive Bomb into Puck Blink into Core Guardian. Like, you have a lot of potentially interesting ways of starting a team fight or even just getting a pick off. So, again, what DKMP is doing is very one-dimensional draft-wise, but the one dimension is that hard to beat. It doesn't really matter if a draft is kind of one-dimensional, if that one dimension is just going to win you the game. And again, we saw it last game, a very one-dimensional draft, but the one dimension was just too powerful.
10 seconds remaining.
Bloosher Revamped. Grab a Witch Doctor to lane into the Beastmaster. So again, that will mean you're likely looking at a Zeus in the middle lane. And again, Zeus Puck, not that bad for Zeus. It's certainly a playable lane. Though certainly Puck can be quite the problem, especially in regards to rune control. Puck, far better at rune control. Puck certainly is better rotator in other lanes as well, but Zeus certainly can contribute via the Thunder God's Wrath. You see it a lot where these like 2-on-2 fights with Thunder God's Wrath being your trump card, where you stick it on in there, tap him from the sky, get some kills via doing that. But we are going to see the Jay Night Stalker. Certainly one of the favored Jay offlaners over the last like 3 years now, so shouldn't be too shocking that it has been selected. Seems like we are going to potentially see a carry pick here, or whatever. At this point, you might as well grab it. You don't want your carry of... I mean, assuming it's not Dawnbreaker. If it is Dawnbreaker, then I'm not... I mean, it's a 5 support pick. Right now, you certainly know what the offlane is. Okay, that's your carry pick. It'll be a carry TA saying, you know what? It's a Night Stalker Nyx lane. I like the TA into that matchup. DKMP likes the TA into that matchup. Might as well do it. We're looking at probably a Dawnbreaker 5, which means we could be last picking a 4. Or alternative, yeah, that makes sense. I think Dawnbreaker with, TA should be a fantastic lane. And again, use your 24 pick to pick a 4 support who counters Dire side carry. So again, DKMP, I think it's executed the draft pretty well. Again, the gameplay is relatively obvious what he plans to do. But again, I'm not sure if Bloosher Revamped are going to be able to answer it. It's going to be an extraordinarily vicious timing. Your TA being online, your Beastmaster getting the shard, your Puck getting which I think is going to be very hard to answer that. Throw in an Aegis, you throw in a second, throw in like a TA Aghanim Scepter, and then we start getting into some globe-trotting gaming with TA, Psionic Projection, the Blink Puck, the Dive Bomb, the Solar Guardian. Like, that's a lot of tools to just kind of just demolish some gamers. And again, there are some very easy gamers to demolish. Witch Doctor, very easy kill. Zeus can be a very easy kill. Nyx, if he doesn't get carried off, very easy kill. So, again, there is a lot of pick-off potential for whatever. And again, give this lineup an inch, it will take a mile. TA Deso, Beastmaster Menagerie, that's a lot of building hitting. We may not get a 49-minute game this game. Looking at bans, it seems like Bloosher Revamped think it's going to be a Dawnbreaker 4 rather than the Dawnbreaker 5. Perhaps they are right. Whatever, understandably, ban out carries. And again, Ice Yeti's 4 best carry heroes have been banned out. CK, Ursa, Weaver, and Jug are probably his 4 best carries. They're all banned out right now. And again, so is the Alchemist, so is the... There's a lot of carries that have been banned out. Bristle as well. So again, there's not many carries left for Yeti to select. He could go for an option like maybe a Lifestealer, but again, that doesn't feel very good this game. I'm really not sure where he's going to go here. Maybe it could be a hero like Phantom Lancer, but again, that doesn't feel very good. Maybe I'm missing something. I probably am missing something here. Hey, Sven? Medusa. Okay, it is an Ice Yeti Classic. A verified Ice Yeti Classic hero, the Medusa. Probably that if we were making an Ice Yeti top 5, that'd probably be the last hero in his top 5 before that I mentioned. But again, we've been seeing a lot of teams straying away from Medusa recently. It's been playing a very slow game. Medusa, fundamentally, a very slow hero. In this game, in this 5-on-5, in this game too, between whatever and Bloosher Revamped, the Medusa might just be too slow. Wait a minute, what is that? Whoa! Okay then, so we're going to be seeing a Dawnbreaker 5, a Puck 4 support, which once again, it's a fantastic Puck 4 game. Witch Doctor and Medusa have very slow-moving projectiles. It's very easy to utilize phase shift in that lane on 4 Puck. Free Beastmaster, carry Templar Assassin, mid Void Spirit. And again, that means potentially, sure, you may lose a little bit of timing power with the way you have a very greedy 4 support. But again, if, say, Radiant play the lanes badly, this selection of putting the Puck 4 in the Void Spirit mid improves your late game potential. Sure, Dire would probably still be favored in the late game. Again, maybe not actually. Other than Medusa, these aren't the greatest scaling heroes in the world, so. Zeus, Nyx, Witch Doctor, Nightsuck are certainly all capable of scaling, but again, Radiant has a very vicious curve as well with the way they scale up in this game, so. I think if Bloosher Revamped plan on winning this game, it might take an outplay. I think whatever have the better draft. And I think they have a very easy game plan to execute on. So for Bloosher Revamped, you have really 2 options. One, you win the lanes, which once again, certainly doable. You have Pistia, who might just still be the best mid in the league. You have some very powerful side lane combos. Mostly once nighttime hits, or the bottom lane, or other than winning the lanes, you can alternatively force plays. However, It's going to be a sort of style of forcing plays where you make plays as 4. You go for pickoffs. You play the positional game where your Medusa to farm probably somewhere from 2.5 to 4 items. And then you grab Roshan. And then when your Medusa is strong but the Radiant are not strong yet on their course, then you go. That, of course, is going to require Yeti to have a good game, for Dire to have good reads on the map, but certainly is doable. If you are just joining us, you may be seeing First Blood in the bottom lane. Sick Nasty has been hit by a cast, and again, he'll attempt the Starbreaker, but that will only delay the inevitable. First Blood will go to Pistia on the mid Zeus. But if you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of whatever, taking on Team Bloosher Revamped. My name is Badger. If you were not here for game 1, it was a pretty sick 49-minute affair in game 1. Whatever made the comeback, and took them a while to finish the comeback, but eventually they secured it. Team Bloosher Revamped, of course, want to secure a win. Both of these teams going into the series were in the top 4 of the group stage. Both these teams are looking at wins to potentially secure the 1 seed of the group stage. If your Team Bloosher Revamped, it's a very good start to the game to potentially get a 1-1 draw in the series. Ooh, look at this. DK. Oh, wow. DKMP put up an incredibly conservative ward, but not only is it a ward into a Zeus, it's also under a Sentry ward. So this is going to certainly be dewarded once the Dire wave goes high ground. Eventually, it'll be under this tower, and it'll mostly be up to Pistia to ensure the DKMP can't deny the ward. This ward is certainly going to die. I mean, look at it. It's in range of the Sentry. I mean, it's going to die, but it's more, will DKMP deny it? Does he know that the Dire know? Now DKMP actually might just die. Pistia jumped in. DKMP will not die, but it will be a D ward. So again, the D ward goes to Pistia. DKMP escapes. And so far, Pistia is handling this mid lane quite well. And once again, if Pistia dominates the mid lane, that is one way to really get momentum in this game. Having your mid laner own the game is always a fantastic thing. And again, DKMP chose this lane. He saw the Zeus. He knew it was almost certainly going to be mid, and he chose, instead of playing the puck in this lane, to play the Void Spirit. So he had his options. He chose this matchup. Though, is now beginning to get better. There were a lot of creeps he farmed under the tower. I think he may have hit every last hit under the tower, but again, he's taking a lot of damage. Pistia goes in, DKMP is low, but again, he will barely survive. There are a minute 2 water runes spawning. DKMP will grab the west side one. Top lane, Choppa will die. It's first blood, correction, second blood. Going to Ice Yeti, but again, in the bottom lane as well, you see a 1-for-1 trade of Nyx giving his life to trade away for Sick and Nasty. So you see both cores surviving. I think both cores got the last hit as well. They did. So relatively even exchange in the bottom lane. Jay got the solo XP though, so I think it's favorable for Jay there. The lanes currently are looking pretty good for the Dire. They haven't been won quite yet, but it's certainly a good start to the lanes. Certainly what you want to see for your early laning phase. Bottom lane, Bunions. He'll be fine. He was in a slight bit of danger, but he will be fine. And again, Bunions will carapace. Supports are brawling. We saw it a lot last game. We're seeing it again this game. Looking at Yeti, he's certainly farming well enough right now. I mentioned how Yeti's farm was very important. The Dire winning this game. He's 14-6 right now. Last, it's not perfect, but again, 6 denies is nothing to laugh at. Again, Jay also has 6 denies. So Dire's side lanes are going to be ahead in XP, given they're not only getting kills, but they're getting these key denies. Agile is going to die. Choppa will not die. The orb last hit will secure the kill on Agile, so that is at least a second kill now for the side of whatever. And again, I think if you're Agile, you're fine with that death. You dragged both Puck and Beastmaster away from the lane. I said he got some last hits, got some denies, and again, going to bring the creeps to his range creeps. However, the range creeps will not die here, but his lane is going to push. Hard camp is not blocked. Bottom lane's fight going on right now. Sick Nasty is in some danger. Carapace will not stun, actually. And again, everyone's dying in the bottom lane. Jay is low. Bunyan's low. Sick Nasty low. Bunions will die. Back to top lane. Dire are going to look for a pull if possible, but again, Choppa is ensuring there cannot be a pull right now. The pull is just too difficult to achieve right now. I think this lane is going to go all the way under, perhaps under Radiant's tower even. Yeah, it's going right now under. Actually, Webby's even tanking it, ensuring it stays in its exact spot. This is where Webby wants the wave. This is a good job from Webby, ensuring it's not going under the tower. The tower is not hitting it, and again, bottom lane, Jay will survive. But this is exactly where Webby wants the lane. This is a perfect sort of like box he wants to wave in. It's right at the edge of that box, too. Right in the corner. So as long as he's an aggrawit with a range creep, he can keep it nice over here. Problem is, Dire pulled. However, wait, no, they didn't. This is still good for Webby. Bottom lane. It is nighttime for Night Stalker. Sick Nasty is going to die to the Thunder God's Wrath of Pistia. Now it's Afterglow on the run. DKMP is a little bit low mid lane. The Remnants over onto Zeus. And again, can step forward if he wants to. Back to bottom lane. Tempest is still being gone on. He'll meld and refraction. TA is incredibly low, but again, still has 2 more refractions, so he will survive. So that is part of the power of the Zeus mid. It's very easy to contribute to your side lanes. You press that R button or equivalent on your keyboard to press your ultimate ability, and bam! Zap! Free gold. Seeing Pistia, he's double stacking his own jungle. Perhaps he will farm the camps. Perhaps he'll let Ice Yeti farm the camps. Regardless, they have been stacked. Over to a pause. Bunions has disconnected.
Keep it BSJ. Keep it PMA. Keep it BSJ.
Seems like top lane, there's a siege unit on the way. But again, Webby has 2 points in the axes and 10 stick charges, so he should not die in the top lane, barring a very successful dive, the Dire team. We are seeing Choppa rotate middle lane. Will ensure the minute 6 rune, the illusion rune, goes to Void Spirits. Pistia is nearby, has Heavenly Jump. But yeah, the best case scenario there is Pistia ensures that Puck takes the rune rather than Void Spirit. There is no reality where Zeus gets this rune. Absolutely zero. Wait, there's no way, right? There's no. You cannot let that happen. The rune actually goes to Pistia. Choppa might just die here. Choppa is dead, and DKMP sets him for Pistia. But again, Pistia is still fighting. Has more Arc Lightnings. Remnant's going to hit, and Pistia is going out of DKMP. But that is a lot sloppier than it should have been right there. That should not have happened. We're about lane. Bunyan's is on the run. Sick Nasty needs 1 more hit and will not hit the Starbreaker. So now Jay is hitting Sick Nasty. Impale have hit from long range. Sick Nasty is on the run. Jay is chasing and he will ascend to ensure Sick Nasty cannot juke in the trees. Bunions is being hit by the Templar. That's the meld was missed. So Bunions will survive. Carapace will stun into perhaps a Stick Void from Jay. Not even needed. No Stick Void needed. Simply the right click's enough to bring down Afterglow. So 2 kills in the bottom lane for Jay and the Buying Onions. Again, laning phase. Certainly a success for Bloosher Revamped. They wanted their lanes to go well, and so far, side lanes have gone fantastically. Usa having a great game. Night Stalker having a great game. And once again, Zeus is having a good enough game. So everywhere you look, Dire scores, having a pretty good time. The TA is not where she wants to be right now. She is 2 levels behind Jay. Now only 1 level, but again, not a great gap. Jay is very happy with that. Top lane, Webby just hit 6 Ice Yeti is almost 7. So again, a significant XP delta there as well. Zarwell. We have rotation from DKMP, but again, look at this dire ward. It spots out the rotation from DKMP. So Void Spirit walked all the way up here. And I think he actually may have walked under 2 wards, potentially. May have been walking under this ward as well. So Dire are well aware that, hey, there's a Void Spirit poking around top lane. Let's go not die. We see Yeti under tower. Agile also under tower. They're just ready to defend in this sort of square area. Middle lane. You see Pisha and Bunions looking to force a play on Sick Nasty. Sick Nasty. Not chase down Bunions. Bunions is too fast. In bottom lane, now that it is a raw 1v1, it's turned into a bit of a farm fest. Afterglow has Refraction, chooses not to use it. Melds instead. Jay, again, forces that Refraction. MP TP's down, but it seems like Jay has a situation. I'm not sure if Dire saw the TP, or simply Jay had a good read. But again, he's like, you know what? Heroes are missing on the map right now. Perhaps we've under a ward right now. TP in. I should back off. So again, the veteran Jay backs off from the danger. Will not get caught by DKMP or by Sick Nasty. And DKMP, he spent a lot of time recently on these rotations. In every rotation you miss on a mid lane hero is more or less losing 300 to 400 gold. About the gold you're missing that you could have farmed during that time if your rotation missed it. He missed 2 in a row there. Bottom lane, Jay goes for Afterglow. He has Ascended, but he still has 1 more Refraction defensively. Refraction up in 5, and Thunder God's Wrath finishes the job. There will be vengeance. However, it's still the kill first to Jay. So Jay is happy securing the kill on the TA. TA's game is kind of ruined right now. He is 6th in net worth, which again, not great. All 3 Dire cores currently up ahead. Oh, Pisha with the rune deny! Oh my god, Pisha. He's so sick. He might just die here. But you know what? He died for a good cause. He made a sick play. Bunions dodges out the remnants like he's Neo from the Matrix. He will step away from the danger here. So again, it was not worth it for Pisha to not deny the haste rune. It was definitely an economically bad play. But again, he probably dies anyways. And in his death, he had a cool play. Let's see here. Let's see. What's going on now? Oh, I know what's going on. It's farming time. It's Medusa's favorite place to be, hitting multiple jungle camps at once. Speaking of things that heroes enjoy doing, it's Beastmaster, pressing spells. His boars and his Helmnometer creep. 8-clicking a tower, saying, you know what, this is a free tower. And it will be a free tower. That is the first tower of the game dying, I'm quite sure. Bottom lane, Jay, armlet in hand, looks for a soul kill on Sick Nasty. He will not find it. Instead, it's DKMP stepping away from Bunions and Agile. Both supports look to defend their tower, and again, seems like DKMP looked for a soul kill on Bunions, but again, Nyx Assassin, Bike Carapace, hard play to make. Bottom lane, Dire have a siege units. It seems like we have a kill on Bunions mid lane. Back to bottom lane though. Seems again we have a kill brewing. Whether it's just a tower or a tower and a hero is to be determined. Sick Nasty has the raindrops. Jay looks to hit him. Agile casts in again. Sick Nasty is silenced. The Maledict is upon him, and he will die. The tower too will die. So now both teams have killed. Safe lane T1 tower, but again Radiant have put a significant chunk of damage down onto the Dire mid T1 tower. It's only 1/3 HP right now, but Bunions is on the defense looking for Choppa. Thunder God's Wrath is online. This could be a kill, but Choppa, ooh. He's baiting here, I think. I think he's baiting. Hard to tell. Oh no, he's not baiting at all. Bunions gonna kill him, I think. There's no phase shift. Thunder God's Wrath online, but no. He's actually too tanky. He knows how tanky he was. The Dire did not. So I was wrong. The Dire were wrong. Choppa was right. Bunions is dead. And again, Jay's ascended. Step in by DKMP. Jay is stunned right now, and DKMP looks to finish the kill, but Jay is still a bit too tanky. The death word is canceled by the roar of DK, or by a roar of Levy, I should say. That is going to be 2 kills, both supports for the Radiant again. The Beastmaster is right over here. So if Radiant want to take the middle T1 tower, it's certainly possible. It is very low already. The siege unit in Choppa ensure that it is quite injured. But again, Webby doesn't enjoy being in the mid lane. You know where Webby enjoys being? He enjoys being in the off lane, not too far from the safe lane T2 tower on the enemy side, where he can go play camp, lane, apply pressure, ruin the Dire's day. And you know what? He's ruining their day again. It's like, you know what? You see Jay walking up top lane like, damn it, there's this Webby guy in my game, and again, I have to defend my top lane. I don't want to do this, but again, that is the name of the game, is defend your tower against Webby's micro hero with his Helm the Dominator. What can you do? Mid lane, DKMP actually is incredibly low. He'll dodge 1 tick of the Maledict, and he will step away. I think he survives here. He will. Bit close, but he did survive. We are looking at some key items being purchased in the near future. Choppa on the support puck is very close to a Blink Dagger. King Templar Assassin, close to a Desolator. Now we're seeing Void Spirit. DKMP went for the greedy build. See a lot of Void Spirits opt for an item like Witchblade first. DKMP went straight travels. He's going to go for the Kaya. So again, that's a lot of net worth invested either into golds being held or items that don't really do much for him right now. So again, pretty greedy from DKMP there. Webby is again very far from, actually very close to that Helmet Overlord. Was looking for not very far. The words were mangled. What can you do? Again, is 600 gold away from that upgraded Helmet Dominator. Looking at the Dire side, Dusa, unsurprisingly, going for the Manta. Went D-Lance and Shreds first, and now is about 2k from the Manta. A bit under that now, actually. Jay went Armlets. Into Shard. So again, Jay, with the Armlets and that Hunter in the Night active for the consumption of the creeps, will give him a lot of raw HP. Again, this Shard is going to give him a lot of HP in the fight, as will be Armlet active. So at this point, you're going to be looking at a very frustrating Mistsucker to deal with. And even then, the Shard allows him to consume these creeps as well, so it's like a Pseudo Midas in a way. Mid lane, tower is under attack, I guess. I think it's going to be okay. Foil onto Solar Guardian. It seems like Dire are going to lose some heroes. So far, it's only Jay. And again, the trade is for DKMP. Sick Nasty will arrive and be stunned by Bunions. And also stoned by a Stone Gaze. So it is Bunions and Sick Nasty both going down. Chop the Silence is on 3, but again, Templar Assassin is trying to clean up Ice Yeti. Ice Yeti will pop a magic wand. But again, he's still not quite dead. Meld online, and that will finish the job. Agile, new target, 3 kills for Afterglow, and again, Pishja is the lone survivor. Choppa is low. Choppa can get 1 shot, but Pishja must be careful. His haste rune has ended. The blink, the silence, the orb through, the trap slow, the axes, they actually hit, but the move speed slow from the Heavenly Jump will ensure that Radiant do not dive the Dire Tier 2 tower, especially with Bunions respawning and TPing into the game. Now Jay has ascended, running towards Choppa. Not sure if Choppa could have escaped, but he certainly did not escape, I can tell you that much. So again, at the very least, Jay gets 1 kill on the back end of the fight, but still, Radiant certainly win it, and most importantly, is a big team fight win for Afterglow. Was having a rough game before the team fight. Now, he's #1 net worth. Well, if you were Templar Assassin, we're very pleased right now. Sick Nasty. He's walking into his death. He doesn't... Wait. Okay, that probably should have been a punish from the Dire, but it ended up not being one. Seems like Dire didn't know how many heroes were behind Sickness. That'd be why they didn't go on him. DKMP, his TP was cancelled by Jay, and now Agile will die to the wolf, perhaps. He's healing himself up, actually. Agile will Maledict. Sick Nasty could not finish the kill. Agile now finally dies, but so does Sick Nasty. And now it's Webby being run out by Jay, Bunions, and Pisha. And again, that will be a second kill. Beastmaster sent 6 feet under. And now Champa has engaged on Pisha and finds a big kill there on Zeus as Jay runs at Afterglow. Refraction is up in 1, but again, the silence will ensure Refraction cannot be used. Back over to Champa. He's trying to escape from Bunions. The blink away up to the north. Jay went south, so good read from Bunions. Correction, good read from Choppa to escape Bunions and Jay. He will easily get away for now, but Choppa doesn't have a TP, so he might be here for a while. Over to bottom lane, it's DKMP and ICID doing very little value. Hitting each other for no tangible gain, but I guess they did run into each other. Agile's Invis misses the Maledict. Death Ward will bounce around, and at that point, we are going to see a Solar Guardian used to arrive to the Radiant Tribe camp looking for Jay. Jay is on the run, running from 3. He's going to eventually die. The hammer damage from Sick Nasty finishing Ellen. Well, Radiant at this point could go into the Roshan pits. Dire don't have great vision of the area, and Radiant say, you know what, we have a Templar Assassin, so why not? Let's do it. Beastmaster, Templar Assassin, both in the pit right now. Dire again. They don't know until the scan. Now, with the scan, they are going to know. However, it's too late. Afterglow will grab the first Aegis of the game. Mid lane, Bunions. Vendetta into Impale. Thought I got Wrath on point. However, Choppa will still die. Could not get the link up. It's only 1 point in the phase shift. So there we go. That will be your death on Puck. We are going to see Radiant split the map with Puck being dead. Sick Nasty warning. DKMP pushing in top lane again. The Levy's no longer there. We're still seeing pressure being applied to the top T2 tower, and look who's defending it again. It's Jay saying, look at these Radiant's team members in my top lane. They're ruining my day. I have to be here now. I want to be at my team instead. Speaking of his team, they're in the Radiant jungle again, hunting for kills. There are multiple wards placed by the Dire right now. We see a ward over here on the Radiant side of the river, and also one ward on the Dire side of the river. So perhaps emphasis being put on the mid lane for the time being. But top lane, we're seeing Jay just walk away from the coil. He was dream coiled, but again, he's just too tanky. He just walks away and survives. Radiant will disengage entirely, except for Sick Nasty, who is most certainly going to die. Jay grabs the kill right there. So, for the mid lane, we're seeing Afterglow force a glyph out on the mid T1 tower. Again, it's still alive, and Afterglow needs to be a little bit careful. Jay has ascended. Looking at Jay's vision, I don't think he saw the TA walk all the way over, but the ward spot out some of it, of course, so they have some idea where TA is, but not an exact idea any longer. Radiance, they could potentially smoke if they want to. The Dawnbreaker and Puck do not have any, however, so seems like we may just be farming for a bit. That may be the name of the game, your regularly scheduled agriculture. Mid T1 dies. We are seeing Witch Doctor mid lane with a Shadow Amulets. We have been seeing a number of Shadow Amulet plays in recent months, and again, Agile using it to good effect. Mid lane, Choppa is on the wraparound. Dire do not have detection. Choppa sees everything. In comes the Hawk. And again, Radiant's vision has seen a lot, but they're looking for core kills, perhaps. Bunions and Agile could have been a two-man coil. There's your two-man coil. Radiant settle. So you know what? The cores aren't here. We'll settle with 2 support kills. You'll hit a T2 tower mid lane. Again, that is a win. Especially if they get this T2 tower, and it seems like that will be guaranteed. He can peek and leave, saying, you know what? It's free. It's free real estate. Tower's dead. My team can't go for the outpost, but instead we're seeing some poking and prodding being done mid lane. Perhaps we're going to see the tower hit to ensure Dire have to defend it. And again, the Medusa is not here. He's now TPing back, and perhaps with the Medusa TPing going back, we're going to see Radiant say, you know what? That was our goal anyways, to force Medusa to leave. She backed off. Dire say, though, you know what? We're all here. Let's smoke up his 4. He just is online for a minute 20. Looking at Dire's vision, they see 2 middle lane, Puck and Templar Assassin. Again, TA has BKB. Burns onto Agile. Chop up, links in, but Jay demolishes the Puck, but the Royal will save his life for now. Luna's Wrath finishes the job, and still, Jay is running for more. TA will lose 1 life. Sick Nasty will lose his only life, and now it's TA fighting in a 3v5. Afterglow is trying to get away, but again, the dive bomb stuns, I believe, on 2, but it will not matter. That is DKMP and Afterglow both dying. Webby, the lone survivor, will get clicked down. Correction, will die to the Maledict, but the result is the same. Team Bloosher revamped with a gigantic turnaround kill, a full 5-man wipe, and a huge bit of momentum in their side. That is a 3.5k net worth swing. Probably even more than that when all said and done. Here we go, here we go, here we go! Choppa has returned to the middle lane. He appears to have a death wish, but Dire will not grant it. Choppa again blink dodges the impale. The Dire creeps have died. Choppa actually has coil. Again, Dire needs to be a little bit careful of a possible blink coil play, but seems like it will be a clean retreat. Dire backing off as 4. And that is how that one is going to go. Bloosher revamps. Grab a T2 mid. Can grab this outpost as well now if they ever stick their heads into the Radiant side jungle, which certainly could happen quite soon. They're seeing DKMP TP toppling up the travels, but again, Dire are aware of this and they want to kill him. DKMP has 1 step. Jay is hunting. Bunions, ooh. Led with the impale, knowing DKMP was already on the run. DKMP just fast. Gets away. Here we go. Radiant grouped as 4. However, I have a ward that spotted a lot of the movements, but again, the fight will break out top lane onto Jay with BKBs, and also gets roared. Task on the way. Will bounce around the Beastmaster creep. Sick Nasty will stun Agile with the Starbreaker. Coil hits on 2 from Choppa, and again, they're going to see Agile be the first death of the fight. DKMP is incredibly low, but he's still alive. Simile up. Dire couldn't finish him. The E-Blade kept him alive, but now DKMP's dead. As is Sick Nasty. Choppa finishes off Jay, but now Choppa is in danger and will die to the mana burn of Nyx Assassin. That is a 2-for-3 trade. And a good trade for the Dire side. Again, DKMP really pulled a Houdini by E-blading himself, but alas, for DKMP, it was not enough. He is dead. In top lane, Webby is probably also dead, actually. He might kill Nyx. Actually, that's an important play. He needed to kill Nyx. If Nyx did not die, Webby would have been dead. So again, Webby recognizes it's either kill or get killed. And he chose to kill instead. And Ice Yeti being alone, having Stone Gaze on cooldown, had no way to cancel DB. So again, good play there from the side of Webby to escape from certain death. By instead, being a certain murderer by killing Nyx Assassin, but that is noted for you sometimes. Speaking of key items, Void Spirit very close to his Aghanim Scepter, as is Zeus. Both of those are very significant pickups. Both mids are about 1k gold away from their Aghanim scepters. We see Shard on Sick Nasty. Headed into a BKB, so it's Magic Immunity, the name of the game for the Dawnbreaker today. Puck has finished a Wraith Pact. Not an item you see very often on Puck, but on a 4 Puck makes some sense. Sick Nasty, by the way, is dead. I don't see how he escapes unless he can Solar Guardian right now, but again, I believe that gets canceled anyways, so it will not matter. Sick Nasty dead. We see some very angry all chatting from Sick Nasty. It seems like he wanted to kill this ward. However, he hit the Obs ward once, the Sentry ward once, and thanks to his lack of getting gold, and also getting his, I think, own ward only a Sentry ward dewarded, he is now angry, it appears. That appears to be the case. Dire, not communicating back, saying, you know what, we'll let him be angry. We'll let him be angry. Sick Nasty can be angry. He knows he's dead. Bot T1 dies. Relatively free bottom T1 kill there for Afterglow, but again, it is a T1 tower, not the most significant thing in the game to kill. We may see an attack on the tier 2. There is a Webby nearby, and of course Webby has his very cool and interactive abilities. Called Creeps. Biggest tower. And it will be both towers going down the bottom lane. Right now, Radiant are taking complete control over the Dire side Tri-Camp, but it's the other Tri-Camp where action's occurring. Good dodge with the Starbreaker to dodge the Impale, but it will not matter. Or maybe it will! Sick Nasty. Okay, now he's finally dead. But that's a lot of commitment. Death Ward, Nimbus, and Thunder God's Wrath. However, it was for a good cause. They made space for Ice Yeti. Get the all-important second Roshan. The free Aghanim Shard. The cold-blooded passive. On top of that, 2 lives on a hero who is basically as tanky as 2 heroes anyways. So it's going to be quite hard to eliminate Ice Yeti from the Dota game. Right now, this is the exact point where Dire want to end the game. They want to go right now and end this game. They want to take over the entire map, take some barracks, and again, they take one more kill as well. Choppa is dead with no buyback. So at this point, Ice Yeti, I mentioned it, that sort of like 2.5 to 4 item timing. Currently has 3.5 items, and he's fully online with the Aegis, the Roar on Jay, but again, Jay appears to be fine. Again, DKMP will attempt the kill, but the Armlet keeps Jay alive. DKMP is dead, and again, Jay's still alive. The Templar Assassin could not finish the kill, and Sick Nasty is now dead. The dive bomb hits Ice Yeti, but again, he has 2 lives. He can even give one up if he wants to. But for now, he's still alive. The Dire are barely keeping Medusa in the game. And again, they want to heal him up a little bit more to ensure that if you're going to kill the Medusa, it will require a little bit more commitment than simply an Axis. So now Dusa, still quite injured, but still not dead. The top racks are going to die, and right now Bloosher's draft, it's fully online. They know it's time again. Link Coil hits on 3, but no! Choppa gets eviscerated! And Ice Yeti's still alive! They can't kill this man! Top racks, fully dead. Aegis has finally been lost. However, Ice Yeti will walk away. However, it is possible that, again, we may see more high ground sieging occurring soon. Medusa has 26,000 net worth. The Dire are up by 13k. Dota Plus gives them a monumental 98% win percentage. So right now, it seems like they're in the position to go, but perhaps there are memories of last game. You saw last game, Bloosher Revamped. They, playing on the Radiant side, grabbed the Dire side top barracks. But then, after grabbing the first set of barracks of the game, turned into a disaster. They had a disastrous retreat. They snowballed, but in the wrong direction. And whatever. Made the comeback. But perhaps Team Bloosher Revamped are going to remember what occurred last game. They do not want to throw away the lead. Sure, their lead this game is certainly larger than their lead last game, but they do not want to throw it nonetheless. Ice Yeti perhaps wants one more Aegis, or at least a Butterfly, or going high ground once again. And at that point, he will be at 5 full items. Radiance will have no means of killing him. The MKB will not be online yet for Templar Assassin. Though, there still is no big KB, and there is a lot of magical damage, so it is possible. It's very difficult to kill Medusa, but it is possible. Again, play appears to be run it down the bottom lane, claim a tier 2 tower, take the outpost, and then do what must be done. Grab a second set barracks. And again, that is where they faltered last time. They could never do it, but this time Ice Yeti is... He's more farmed this game than he was last game. He was playing Alchemist last game. That's how you know how farmed he is this game. Absolutely massive farm. Here we go. He hits from the low ground. The roar is online if Radiant want the pounce. But again, Radiant are not there. Dawnbreaker, Void Spirit, both not present in the Radiant base. T3 dead. Ice Yeti can now step high grounds. He will hit the melee barracks. Keeps the split shot on, anticipating Radiant to go on him. And they will not. They will let the melee racks die. Range racks now have backdoor, but it's a Nimbus on Afterglow. He's forced to use his DKB. Ice Yeti actually might just kill him here. No, the Imb is too much. And now, no, he's still dead! That's 2 cores dead! Choppa dead! Solar Guardian in, but this fight is an absolute and complete travesty for the side of whatever. They have lost 3. Correction, they've lost 4. But at this point, there is no buyback on Void Spirit. There is no buyback on Templar Assassin. There is no buyback on the Dawnbreaker. Sure, Buying Onions might die, but he's still alive! They can't even kill Buying Onions! He finally died, but again, that is the full 5-man wipe, and Team Bloosher Revamped I think a very important game to win. This time, they do not throw. They triumphantly demolish a whatever side base, and it will be a 1-1 draw. Our favorite anticlimactic results. Good series. Once again, good series. Both of these teams are among the best teams in LADs for a reason. And again, both teams showed it in one game. Whatever. Had great composure in game 1, made the comeback. Bloosher Revamped. They executed on their timing window. They did not let it go too late. They struck when the iron was hot. When Medusa was too big to fail, he ran it down lanes. And you know what they say. A rolling stone gathered no moss. And Ice Yeti on this game did not gather moss. I can tell you that much. He had a quarry to settle after his game 1 loss. And he has most certainly settled it. But yeah, that will be the 1-1. Good series again, as I mentioned. Here's some graphs if you're a graph enthusiast. Here's some lines. Here's some more lines. Notice Medusa, the pink line, very much ahead of the other heroes after the minute 25 mark or so. I am going to wrap it up, though. I am definitely tired, I can tell you that much. Spent a little bit of voice on that one, but That is how it goes sometimes. I will be back on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night for some more League of Legends action. On Thursday night, Nebula, aka Bing Chiling, aka Frostfire Sims, aka Misu's Piss Eyed Sippy, take on Boss Up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Friday nights, same team, the aforementioned team of four names, the Bulljack's captained units, takes on Drayden Fan Club, who are beginning to finally come into form this season. And on Saturday nights, it is Sus, featuring, of course, the great KU Dota, perhaps returning the carry again, taking on a Boring Zone. So again, 3 fun series on the horizon, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. If you want me to cast your game, cast your tournaments, or perhaps if you want to hire Ian Logical Dota, or just me if you really want to cast your pro tournaments in your DPC affiliated events, contact me on Twitter, twitter.com/BadgerDota2, or Discord, Badger5713. I do want to thank the people who contributed today with subs. Thanks to Coop for gifting a sub. Thanks to Doss for gifting 2 subs. Thanks to Math Magician for the raid. And once again, thanks to everybody who tuned in today for either part or all of the series, or if you're even there watching the VOD. It really is appreciated. For now, though, as always, thank you for watching, and have a great night.